8 warning signs your blood sugar level in danger. Hello everyone, welcome to Heartypedia channel. If you are suffering from uncontrolled blood sugar levels, or anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, then you must watch this video and get all the help you can get. In this video, we are going to cover the major warning signs your blood sugar level is in danger. Make sure you watch the video until the last warning signs, because it's one of the new signs that I've ever known. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so we can share with you the top health tips regularly. So let's start. Number 1. Increased thirst. Generally, water should be taken in larger quantities daily. But if someone is getting thirsty a lot and more persistently, then he or she should not just ignore it. If you have a history of uncontrolled blood sugar, then you know frequent thirst can be a sign of another attack of having blood sugar levels in danger. The unusual thirst is pretty common in type 1 diabetes, but it also can appear in type 2 diabetes. But why does it cause thirst, even when you are properly hydrated? When you have diabetes, your body is unable to properly use the sugar in your body. The sugar then starts to accumulate in the blood. Your kidneys have to remove this extra sugar somehow, and you need to have more urine to pass this extra sugar. More urine causes less water in your body. To cover up this lack of enough water, your brain is functioning to make you feel thirsty. This condition is called polydipsia. You can prevent this symptom by having a proper diet, exercise, and some medications that help your body to absorb blood sugar. But that is if you have type 2 diabetes. If you suffer from type 1 diabetes, then a daily injection of insulin is necessary. Plus, you need to have proper sessions with your doctor and you need to follow his prescriptions. Number 2. More hunger than usual. Now that we talked about thirst and its reason, it makes sense, but even more hunger? Yes, that's true. Feeling hungrier than usual and still losing weight can be a warning of uncontrolled blood sugar. So let's talk about it as well. This condition is called polyphagia. As we talked about earlier, your body cannot absorb the sugar properly. This sugar is basically the glucose, which is the energy unit for our body, and we get it from the food. When our body does not absorb the sugar, it has to bring the energy from somewhere to run the whole system. So our body starts to extract energy from our muscles and stored fat. Ultimately, you start losing weight even after you are eating a lot. This can be caused by stress, premenstrual syndrome, or as a side effect of some medications. The same treatment goes for polyphagia. Just the right diet, exercise, and medication will work for type 2 diabetes. For type 1 diabetes, you have to take a dose of insulin every day. Visit your doctor and follow his guide on a daily basis, and this can be easily tackled. Number 3. Tiredness and fatigue. Are you also feeling tired all the time? This can also be a sign of uncontrolled blood sugar. Tiredness or fatigue is also linked with the other two symptoms, hunger and thirst, we talked about earlier. But how? It is very simple to understand. We know sugar in our blood could not get absorbed in our body in this case. Now this sugar is glucose. Glucose is our energy unit. We need this energy to properly function, just like a vehicle needs gas to function properly. Our organs need this energy too to work properly. Now the lack of this energy is the reason we feel tired or fatigued. Our brain puts us into a slow mode to save as much energy for our vital organs in case of lack of energy. If these 3 symptoms, fatigue, thirst, and hunger, appear all together, they are enough to confirm the uncontrolled blood sugar level. And you have to take care of your diabetes more efficiently. Now, just like the treatments for hunger or thirst, you need to have a very specific diet and proper exercise daily. Some medications will help your body to absorb glucose and a dose of insulin in case of type 1 diabetes. Number 4. Blurry vision and headaches. When you are starting to have blurry eyesight, even if your eyesight is perfectly normal, then you should know that your blood sugar is out of control and can be dangerous. But how can our eyesight have any relation with uncontrolled blood sugar? Well, there is a relation. Let's talk a little bit about it. Our eyes can have long-term or short-term effects from uncontrolled blood sugar. The short-term blurriness can happen when your blood sugar level is out of control, and the fluid is going in and coming out of the eyes very fast, causing our eyes to swell and ultimately blurry vision. The long-term can happen due to out-of-control blood sugar. The rushy fluid that comes with blood to the capillaries can damage the small capillaries and even the retina and will permanently affect your vision. The lack of proper sight can hurt your brain, and you can have severe headaches. If you think this could be a problem with you, then you need to have regular eye checkups from your eye specialist. A dilated eye exam can detect if your blurriness is a sign of diabetes or not. Proper medications along with very suitable diet and exercise can help overcome this symptom. Number 5. Soreness and blisters that does not go away like normally. Having soreness on the different parts of a diabetic person is a very common and apparent symptom. If you are having soreness or bruises that are very persistent than the normal ones you get after hitting the table, then you should be worried about this case. So what is the scientific reason behind soreness? If you have a cut or a bruise during a condition of uncontrolled blood sugar, it simply just will not go away that easy. The wound needs proper blood circulation around the wound to provide it with the required blood cells that heal the wound. But in uncontrolled blood sugar, the flow of blood is disturbed and the normal flow of blood does not take place properly on the wound. Lack of blood cells causes it to heal very slowly than how it should have. The longer exposure of the wound to the outside air can cause infection. Even a minor bruise has a high chance to get infected. A blister is a very common condition that appears on your foot due to infection. Whatever the cause may be, there are some normal practices you should follow to prevent such a condition. Keep your feet protected by always wearing shoes or at least socks. Use gloves when using gadgets, tools, or kitchen items to prevent injury. Apply sunscreen and make sure you do not get blisters due to the ultraviolet rays of the sunlight. Number 6. Tingling. Are you a diabetic and have tingling or numbness in your hand? If yes, then you know this is also a sign of uncontrolled blood sugar levels. Now, this sounds very unrelated, right? But it does have a link and happens to almost everyone suffering from this condition. What's the reason? Why it happens? Uncontrolled blood sugar causes the abnormal flow of blood in our body, and many times it damages the nerves. Nerves are a kind of vessel for messages. Nerves take messages from our brain and deliver them to our body parts, and that's how we move our hands, fingers, and legs, etc. This out-of-control blood damages our nerves, and thus the ability to properly transmit the messages to our body is affected. This can cause numbness or tingle in our hands. Tingling is normal in older people, but in this condition it can happen to even younger people. Nerve damage can also cause depression and affect the quality of your sleep. There are some tips you can use like swimming, running, or other exercises to prevent this symptom or even recover from it. The nerve therapy has to be done in extreme conditions, but in normal cases you can just control it by controlling your blood sugar levels with diet, exercise, and medications. Number 7. Gum disease. Gum disease is also a pretty common condition that happens to diabetic people. Gum disease causes infection in your gums. So if you have the same symptoms, it could be a sign of the affected blood sugar. But what is the relation between bacteria and blood sugar? The bacteria that cause gum disease feed themselves off the sugar. There is always enough sugar in our saliva, which is then combined with the blood sugar of a diabetic person to feed the bacteria enough to easily survive. This is the reason why gum diseases can be very difficult to recover from. It can even lead to some more serious conditions like periodontitis and ulcer if not taken care of. You can avoid the bacteria sneaking in by taking care of your oral cavities daily, like brushing your teeth, avoiding acidic drinks, and contacting your dentist at least once a year. Though all these tips are just for the prevention of gum disease, you can only fare well this disease if you take care of your diabetes and blood sugar levels. You can do it with a proper diet, exercise, medications, and a dose of insulin. Number 8. Yeast infection. Yeast infection is also a major sign of having uncontrolled blood sugar levels. So if you have a yeast infection that happens very often, then you need to start taking it a little bit more seriously than before. Yeast infection can cause burning in the urinary tract, pain during sexual intercourse, vaginal itching, and abnormal discharge and soreness. Yeast feeds off glucose, and there is an excess of glucose in the blood when we have uncontrolled sugar levels in the blood. It's important to have proper medical care and proper medications. You can use different antifungal creams to kill the pain or ache during urination. So you'll learn that keeping your blood sugar levels under control is of utmost importance to stay healthy and avoid any kind of extreme danger it can bring. We expect this video was somewhat valuable to you or to your loved ones. We hope you guys liked this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss more videos of health tips and much more. Check out this playlist of Heartypedia channel. This is it for today. Until next time, goodbye.